welcome back to my channel Avanti Moro Chat. Today I'll show you how to do sublimation on cotton t-shirts. For this I'll be using a Cricut machine, a sublimation printer, sublimation paper, sublimation HTV, and light color cotton t-shirts. Now let's begin. In case you didn't know, traditional sublimation is made on polyester blanks. However, since I'm using cotton, I'll need to use an extra material. Today, I'll be using HTVRont Sublimation HTV. This material is made for light colors and 100% cotton fabric. It's available with a matte and glossy finish. I prefer the matte finish. I'm on Design Space. I'll be using an image I designed, but you could also use an image from Cricut's library if you have Cricut access. Click on Upload and look for the folder where I saved the file. I'll be using an image with the PNG format. Click on Open. Click on Complex. Continue. This is a design I put together in Photoshop and Illustrator. The small white spots in the picture are not mistakes, just the style of a retro image. I saved the image with a transparent background, so I don't need to clean it. Continue. Select the print and cut image, upload, and add it to the canvas. This is a large image. I'll modify the dimensions. I want the width to be 9 inches. As you can see, this image only has one layer. Click on Offset and add a 0.08 offset. Apply. Change the operation of the offset layer from print and cut to basic cut. And I'll hide this layer at the moment. As I mentioned before, you could also use an image from Cricut's library. I recommend looking for something simple that you can put inside a shape. As you can see, this image has a lot of layers. The first thing to do is to flatten the image. Modify the dimensions, add an offset of 0.08 inches, apply. Select the offset layer and change the operation to basic cut. Remove any empty spaces using contour. And this is how you use an image from the Cricut's library. Now I'll delete these layers and continue with my design. Click on Make It. Since I'll be working with a cotton share, I need to cut the design using my Cricut, so I'll activate the mirror here instead of my sublimation printer. Continue. Send to printer. Make sure your sublimation printer is selected. I'll leave the bleed on. Check out my video about it if you need to know when to use it. Activate the system dialog. Click on Print. Minimize the window. Your printer dialog will appear in the back. Click on Printer Options. Now click on Printer Settings. I'll change the profile. In this case, I'll be using Textile. Since this is a sublimation printer, a mirror will be activated by default. Turn it off. Since I already activated on Design Space, if I use this mirror option on my printer, the registration marks won't be in the correct position and Cricut won't be able to cut the image. Click on OK and send it to print. I only follow these steps when I need to cut the sublimation paper with the image using my Cricut machine. I wouldn't activate the mirror on Design Space if I did traditional sublimation. In traditional sublimation, I will have only enabled mirror mode on my printer and cut the registration marks by hand if I was using Design Space. In case you didn't know, you need a computer to use the Epson 170. It won't work with a mobile device. I'm back in Design Space. Here you won't find sublimation paper as a material, but from experience I know the settings for copy paper 32 pounds work perfectly with this material. You could also create a custom material. If you don't know how, check my video about it. Click on Done and send it to cut. I fast forwarded this part of the video. The process of cutting this image took 1 minute 15 seconds. Here is the image. Back to design space, hide the print and cut layer and activate the other layer. Click on Make It. On Matte, continue. If your image is not symmetrical, mirror the image and continue. Select the material vinyl and send it to cut. I'm using the Sublimation vinyl. This material has a matte and glossy side. Place it with the glossy side facing down. I fast forward this part of the video. The process of cutting took 30 seconds. Remove the extra material. I'll place this material on the shirt and put the sublimation paper on top. Pass a lint roller over the shirt. Preheat the piece for 5 seconds. Place an alignment ruler to help you find the center. Place the Sublimation HTV. Also add a piece of butcher paper and press it for 10 seconds at a temperature of 380 degrees Fahrenheit. The instructions mention 10 to 20 seconds. I prefer 10 seconds. This material needs to be peeled cold. Let it cool down. Now that it's cold, I'll remove the backing. Place the sublimation paper on top and secure it with heat transfer tape. Cover it with a piece of butcher paper and press it for 40 seconds at 380 degrees Fahrenheit. Before removing the sublimation paper, check if the transfer looks good. If it's not the case, add 10 to 20 more seconds. As you can see, the ink in the sublimation paper has been transferred. This shirt looks fantastic. Let me show you another shirt where I use the glossy finish Sublimation HTV. This is a shirt where I use an image from the Cricut library. In both of these shirts I use the matte finish Sublimation HTV. I particularly like this matte finish more than the glossy. I hope you like this video and you find it informative. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. If you are interested in any of these products, I'll share the links in the info box below the video. If you are new to the Cricut community, I invite you to join the Cricut Crafting Corner group on Facebook. If you are new to my channel and you like what you see, hit the subscription button, tap the notification bell so you get informed every time I release a new video. Don't forget to visit my blog, follow me on my social media, like this video and share it with your loved ones. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.